Open Hall-Red Cliffe. Open Hall-Red Cliffe is a designated place in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, Canada. History. Open Hall was settled around 1770 by Joseph Batt. Joseph Batt held a fishing room in Greenspond in 1769, however, he moved from there to Open Hall in the next year. As a result, a nook in Open Hall Harbour arrived in his name, Joe Batt's Cove. It is likely that Open Hall was settled long before this date by French fishermen. However, this was not recorded by British authorities because of disputes over the territory. The original name of the settlement was Open Hole. This name was given by Dorset fishermen who colonized Bonavista Bay. Open Hole is translated from the French name Labano, which means good water. Geography. A fishing community located on the southern side of Bonavista Bay. Open Hall is about 30 km southwest of Bonavista. Open Hall has a relatively safe harbor, which is suitable for small boat fishing. The landscape is rough. However, there is good agricultural land which has been used since the start of the settlement. Economics. Open Hall has had a diversified economy throughout its history. Settlers in Open Hall have made an effort to work in the fishery and grow their own vegetables. In Outport, Newfoundland, life was very difficult because of the isolation, but the inhabitants of Open Hall battled adversity and gained prosperity. In 1836, there were 12 boats involved in the fishing industry. By 1857, there were 17 boats and 17 fishing rooms. Open Hall was very involved in agriculture, producing 625 barrels of potatoes in 1857. By the year 1857, there were 2 merchants and 2 skilled tradesmen in the settlement as well. The merchants likely were the Shears brothers, who owned a very successful mercantile business in the 1800s. In the 20th century, the fishery continued to be the main way of employment for many, while others had to leave the community to work on mainland Canada. Culture. Open Hall has an interesting history in terms of cultural developments. The 2 groups which settled in the community were the Irish and English. The Irish families came a little later than the English, but would become the dominant force in the development of the community. Some of the Irish families were Murphys, Fitzgeralds, Walsh, MacDonalds, and Longs. Some of the English families were Moss, Barker, Batt, Miles, Warren, and Shears. The families learned to work together and make Open Hall one of the most successful fishing communities in Outport, Newfoundland. Open Hall, in the year 1836, had a population of 124 inhabitants, with only 40 Roman Catholics and 84 Anglicans. In 1857, the total population of the community increased by 60 inhabitants to give 193 inhabitants. At this time, RCs totaled 109 inhabitants of population. The Anglican population stayed the same as that in 1836, with 84 adherents, and made up 43% of the total population. Over the 21-year period, there was a turnover of 24%, with Catholics gaining in numbers. To reiterate this point about the Anglican population remaining the same over this time span, it is likely that a number of Anglican families emigrated from Open Hall, including the Lane family, who moved to Indian Arm, and a branch of the Moss family, who moved to Seal Cove. The Anglican population, however, was supplemented by an Irish Catholic family, who turned Anglican, the Fitzgeralds. By 1845, Open Hall was the trading center for a few hundred living in the upper point of Bonavista Bay South, and gained an excellent population as a learning center. A non-denominational school was established in 1838 and was for many years overseen by Master Long. Even today, the reputation of both religions are still highly regarded among the senior citizens of the community. Open Hall in the year 1845 had an R.C. chapel constructed to serve the growing Catholic population in Plate Cove, Open Hall-Red Cliffe, Tickle Cove, which had reached 400 adherents. By the year 1857, the number of Catholics increased to 454. Bibliography. Cuff, R.H. 1993, Open Hall. Encyclopedia of Newfoundland and Labrador. St. John's, Harry Cuff Publications, Limited. Daxawash, March-April 1984, Vol. 13, No. 2. St. John's Memorial. University of Newfoundland Extension Service. Statistics Canada. Statistical Profile. http://www.statcan.ca/english/profil/phil/phil/